Hare Krishna, just doing a volume check, voice check. Is everybody able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Srīmad Bhāgavatam class session series on Canto 1. Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 17, Punishment and Reward of Kali, verses 8 and 9 today. I'm doing this on behalf of Ramesh Prabhu. I hope it's acceptable, the quality of this class. He's giving his apologies because he's a little bit sick. So here we go. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Ajnanatrimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshuramritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Picharine Nirvisesya Sunnavadi Paschadeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll do this now. Na jatu kauravendranam drodanda parirambhite bhutale anupatyanti asmin vinate praninam suchaha. Synonyms? Na, not. Jatu, at any time. Kaurava Indranam, of the kings in the Kuru dynasty. Dordanda, strength of arms. Pararambite, protected by. Bhutale, on the surface of the earth. Anu Patanti, grieving. Asmin, up till now. Vina, save and accept. Te, you. Praninam, of the living being. Suchaha, tears in the eyes. Translation. Now, for the first time in a kingdom well protected by the arms of the kings of Kuru dynasty, I see you grieving with tears in your eyes. Up till now, no one on earth has ever shed tears because of royal negligence. Purport. The protection of the lives of both the human beings and the animals is the first and foremost duty of a government. A government must not discriminate in such principles. It is simply horrible for a pure-hearted soul to see organized animal killing by the state in this age of Kali. Maharaj Parikshit was lamenting for the tears in the eyes of the bull, and he was astonished to see such an unprecedented thing in his good kingdom. Man and animals were equally protected as far as life was concerned. That is the way in God's kingdom. This verse 8, is a nice segue to text 9. So we will go to text 9 now. And then we will discuss both texts together, both verses together. Basorabhyatra sucho vetu te virashala vetu te vrishalad bhayam marodhir amba bhadram te kalanam me Sastari Masorabhyatra sucho vetu te vrishalad bhayam marodhiramba bhadram te khalanam mai sastari. Synonyms. Ma, do not. Saurabhya, O son of Surabhi. Atra, in my kingdom. suchah, lamentation, vetu, let there be, te, your, vrishalat, by the shudra, bhayam, cause of fear, ma, do not, rodhi, cry, amba, mother cow, bhadram, all good, te, unto you, khalanam, of the envious, may, while I am living, shastari, the ruler or subjiva. So after translation, I'd like someone to read the purport. So translation. O son of Surabhi, you need lament no longer now. There is no need to fear this low-class Sudra. And O mother cow, as long as I am living as the ruler and subduer of all envious men, there is no cause for you to cry. Everything will be good for you. So if someone can please read the purport.
Hare Krishna,
Mataji,
Mataji. I'll read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Yes, please go
Okay,
ahead.
I'll let you.
Mataji, you can carry on.
Amazing enthusiasm. Yes, the Zoom user's name is, please, Mataji, you can continue.
Oh, Mataji, would you like me to read?
Yes, please. Do, yes.
Yes, Mataji, you can continue.
Thank you. Prabhupada by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Protections of bull and cows and all other animals can only be possible when there is a state ruled by an executive herd like Maharaja Parikshit. Maharaja Parikshit addresses the cow as mother, for he is a cultured, twice-born Kshatriya king. Surabhi is the name of the cows which exist in the spiritual planets and are specially reared by Lord Shri Krishna himself. As men are made after the form and features of the Supreme Lord, so also the cows are made after the form and features of the Surabhi cows in the spiritual kingdom. In the material world, the human society gives all protection to the human being, but there is no law to protect the descendants of Surabhi, who can give all protection to men by supplying the miracle food milk. But Maharaja Parikshit and the Pandavas were fully conscious of the importance of the cow and bull, and they were prepared to punish the cow killer with all chastisement, including death. There has sometimes been agitation for the protection of the cow, but for want of pious executive heads and suitable laws, the cow and the bull are not given protection. The human society should recognize the importance of the cow and the bull and thus give all protection to these important animals, following in the footsteps of Maharaja Parikshit. But by protecting the cow and the Brahminical culture, the Lord, who is very kind to the cow and the Brahmanas, Go Brahman Hatya, will be pleased with us and will bestow upon us real peace. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So there are a lot of points in this purport, and we've been hearing about mother cow and how they were, and the bull dharma, how they were so unusual beings and they were suffering. And Parikshit Maharaj, the ruler, has never seen this phenomena happen before in his kingdom, and he was quite surprised of what's happening. So in this verse, Prabhupada says to educate people about the importance of mother cow and father bull. So some of the significance of Gaumata is, as stated in this purport, as the miracle food, the milk she gives. So milk is transformation of the cow's blood, and we'll come back to it later. It is so amazing, miraculous, that it refines, it helps nourish our brain structure to understand the intricate philosophical points, which is very difficult to otherwise fathom. So So here we go with more the significance of mother cow. One of it is in Vastu Shastra, just like Feng Shui, before we buy land, there are certain characteristics that we should look into. And once the land is purchased, what used to be traditionally done is bring cows, if they were not there, and bulls, and let them graze the field for some time before construction begins. Why was this so? Because then the cosmic energy would come from above through the horns of the cows and bulls and through the hooves transform on the land, enriching it with positivity. So that's how it was before. And then the next thing was traditionally houses were made or with cow dung. Instead of plastering with concrete, they used to do with cow dung and dirt and water, of course. This helped the building into a nice air-conditioned abode, where when in summer it's cool and in winter it's warm. And with that comes pest control as well. So snakes, scorpions, and other living entities which are not really wanted in the house, they are away because of the cow dung. And these days, more so, it's for biofuel. But let's go back to more traditional use. Cow urine is very medicinal. And so these are the products that's coming from the cow. What about mother cow herself? Mother cow is a physician. It was said, this is in one of the lectures, this devotee is mentioning that what cows used to do is usually when the owners used to feed them, the cow would sort of put the owner's hand in her mouth, and from that she'll judge what is missing, like lack of nutrients or this and that, and then she'll go in the forest and forage for those herbs that would have those nutrients, and then that will transform into milk, and that milk the owner will drink and will lead a very healthy life. So she is very nurturing that way. She's a physician, and then she's a healer. Nandakishore Prabhu, he used to serve for many years in Vrindavan in the Care for Cows. So Care for Cows is a shelter, and still going on. What happens is that those cows who are no longer deemed useful by the owners, they're left, and these cows are rescued and brought there to be cared for. And Nandakishore Prabhu was saying that whenever he used to have some things going on with his life or things that, it's very hard to express and expect people to understand, mother cows or the bulls who were there, they would just come and take care of him. So that was an amazing realization he had, that they are healers. And we see these days that this concept is now taken, and cow hugging is coming up, where people pay to hug cows to get all their get relief from the atrocities of material existence. So that's about. And if you have more, you'll be able to share more towards the end of this class. Then there is some more things that has come on Facebook. There's this person, and he's very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for his dramatic change in his life, like who he was and who he is now. But one of his latest posts is about, because he's a digital creator, he's made this poster, and in that poster, he's got this person who's saying, oh, I love meat, I love blood, and the Hare Krishnas are helping me. So that was quite whoosh. And some of the comments that followed was something about being vegan, and what about not offering milk products, and just devotion. Krishna is happy with the devotion. Where is that concept gone? So some people are questioning that. Now let's come to what Prabhupada has said. Prabhupada has said in his, it's been quoted in this book by His Grace Guruma Prabhu. If you have read that book, it's an amazing historical account of how Krishna consciousness spread in Australia. And that book is called Transcendental Adventure. And in that book, Prabhupada says that if we feed people paneer, all rasgullas and all these other things that are made from cow's product, like milk, then people are going to lose their taste. Because again, we go back to the statement that cow's milk is nothing but transformation of cow's blood. It is okay to drink milk, but not okay to yeah, the other part. So then we have got these two things now facing us. What should we do when life throws us these situations, the twilight zone? Like His Holiness Kadamba Kanan Maharaj says, there are questions which are very clear and there are questions which are in twilight zone. So twilight zone is very hard to navigate. But then, hey, we've got Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is Srimad Bhagavatam about? It's about Mahajans. We have seen so far Mahajans like Narad Muni's pastimes, Pitama Bhishma's pastimes, and now another Mahajan. So there are 12 Mahajans cited, and Parikshit Maharaj is one of them. So now we've got Parikshit Maharaj as a Mahajan in his pastimes. Who are Mahajans? Mahajans are people, and they are personalities. And these personalities, the only platform they operate from is love of Godhead. Everything they do is out of love for Krishna. So they are ready to accept, like Yudhishthira Maharaj was ready to accept, he's the son of Dharmaraj, but he accepted to telling a lie upon Krishna's instruction. So anything that pleases Krishna, that's the platform they work on to. So we see here, Parikshit Maharaj is facing Kali, the personality of Kali, and he has not yet seen him, but he's seen the disruption that Kali Yuga is doing. Like in his kingdom, he has never seen such thing, such sight. Can you imagine? Such beautiful living entities, that mother cow and the bull is in such a painful state. He has never seen it, and he knows somebody has done this. And so what does he do? Knowing well what this Kali personality is able to do, he still let him come, enter. That's why we are here in this age. So why did he do that? Because again, from the platform of love of Godhead, he is surrendered soul, a surrendered personality. And one of the principles or symptoms of surrender is doing what is favorable and rejecting what is not favorable to Krishna consciousness. So yeah, he, as the king, he knows that this is Krishna's system. The 4 yugas have to come, and not only once, in many times in the lifetime of Brahma, in the creation, existence of creation, many times it has to come. So he has to allow Krishna's plan to go through. That's why he takes a step back. But then he is a king. What should he do then? Then he does what is acceptable for Krishna consciousness. He knows that Kali Yuga has got one amazing quality, and that amazing quality is just by uttering whatever was so hard to obtain in previous yugas is so easily achievable. So seeing that, he accepts it, and then what does he reject? He puts Kali Yuga in those places, which we will see later on in the following verses, in places which are not favorable for Krishna consciousness. So that's what he does. And so that's what Mahajans do, and we can learn from that. Now, coming back, okay, if there is time left, then we will go to more symptoms of Kali Yuga by Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj. But let's go back to the daily debate. So in the daily debate, we have to see what is favorable. We have to, by default, we all know that Srila Prabhupada's words is the way to go, because again, coming back to the definition of Mahajan, so apart from the 12 Mahajans that are listed, those devotees like our previous acharyas, the 6 Goswamis, and coming down to Srila Prabhupada, they're also Mahajans because they operate from the platform of love of God, so love of Krishna. So that's that does this part. Now we will go on to there's one more thing, and that thing was another way that we can deal with such situation is, imagine you are put in a dark room. It's pitch dark, can't even see your hands. Are you going to fight darkness? Or how are you going to fight darkness? So Kali Yuga is going to give us many vices. Are we going to fight? How are we going to fight it? The way to do is simple. So we have to ask first, when did Kali Yuga begin? Kali Yuga began when Krishna left. And we all know Krishna is light. So when Krishna left, apparently, he did not leave, we know. And then the name sages in the Misharanya captured Krishna as Bhagavatam and is given to us. So what we do? We open Bhagavatam. We just turn on the switch. The light will come and the darkness will go. So coming to this daily debate, we just have to see what the Bhagavatam is saying, what the Mahajans are saying, and we just follow that. That's how simple things are. We don't have to be engulfed and depressed about what Kali is going to be, what's going to be like. There is hope. And this world, material world, is made in such a way that this is made for bhakti. So when Kali is here, again, Keshav Maharaj was saying that the struggles of Kali Yuga, now we are struggling, Prabhupada says we are going to struggle for survival. The struggle is to allow us, to make us take shelter of the holy name. That's why these struggles are here, just to make us. And there's one more point in this verse that we can use during multi-faith meetings. Other religions ask, why is your God coming as a human being, taking birth, getting chastised and all this? Why? But if you see in the verse it says that just like the mother cow and the bull were made in the image of Surabhi, who is the eternal existence, who has eternal existence in the spiritual world, so are we humans made in the image of God. So in such discussions, we would say that God did not come as human beings. We human beings came because we are made in the image of God. So it's not surprising that the God decides to come into his another home, the material existence, and do his pastimes here. It's his place. He's just coming. So that's it for this class. Now we have just some few more minutes before we go into the enrichment part. Let me quickly say, if you can just excite you to go and listen to S.B. Keshav Maharaj's Kali Yuga is coming video, and he says the symptoms of Kali. And this is a puzzle that you can answer by watching that video. So this person wants to meet Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he has got these phenomena like Kali Yuga is coming, and he could see all these things. And Bhim is stopping him from going, and Bhim says, you let me know why you want to visit. And he says, no, these are the things I want to discuss. And Bhim says, tell me. And so he says, I have noticed that the borders that are protecting a field, the fences, are coming in and eating all the crops. Then what else have you seen? I have seen that this person has got a clay pot, and from the clay pot, all the water from the clay pot he's putting in 8 glasses, 8 cups. And when the cups are again put back in the clay pot is half empty. How is that so? Then he says, I have noticed another phenomenon, that a man is threading an elephant through an eye of the needle. All parts of the whole elephant has gone through the needle, except now the tail is stuck. And then there's the fourth phenomena. And the fourth phenomena is that many people are pushing this big boulder, and they cannot move it even a millimeter. But then comes a sadhu, a sage, and he takes the thread of his dhoti, and he just touches it, and the boulder moves. So then Bhim says, oh, I cannot answer this question. You have to go to this Maharaj. And he does go, and he's coming back, and he's just rushing off because he's so happy he got the answers. And Bhim's like, no, you have to tell me. And just because we are limited to time, I am going to ask you to go to that video and watch it to know what this phenomena means. And this brings us to 6 minutes before we finish, and an important part of the Bhagavatam session, which is enriched by your contribution of correcting anything that has been misinterpreted by my presentation, comments or questions. So unmute yourself and contribute. Have I lost people? Hare Krishna,
Mataji, thank you very much for a nice class. What I was going to say is that when you said the 12 Mahajans, is Parishad Maharaj also one of them? Or you just mentioned that Parishad Maharaj is like a Mahajan, who we follow, like 6 Goswamis and them. Also, one question for everyone to contemplate is that when this cow hugging also becomes a business, how is it going to affect? Because everything, whatever was natural and pure, once it becomes commercial, once it is a mercantile activity, it loses its purity. So how it is going to affect in the future the healing nature and the purity of the cows? That's a question for everyone to contemplate. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, that's a good question about Parikshit Maharaj. And my bad, I did not check. I assumed. So yeah, there, Asito, somebody would remember. It's a verse that you can memorize as well, which I haven't done, obviously. So yes, Prabhu, it will be there.
No. I mean, I just meant that you mentioned 6 Goswamis and our acharyas. So
Yes.
Parikshit Maharaj is definitely a Mahajan like that, because we follow what he is teaching us by his own words and by the actions also.
That's true. Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else? And yes, Prabhu, yes, anything which becomes commercialized, just like milk product, that's why this whole dairy debate is there. Because milk is definitely a nourishment to us and most essential food item, but because it's commercialized and the milk industry and keeping a cow is not cheap, so the bulk of what profit they make is not out of milk. It's supplemented by doing the unthinkable. That's how they make money. And that's what sustains dairy industry, unfortunately. It's like, I feel like it's like this saying that is not saying, but there's something that I heard in one of the classes is we talk about being grateful. Yes, there is a lot that we are grateful for, and there is more that we can aspire to do. So from the platform of gratefulness, so cow hugging is a grateful thing. Like, okay, there's cows and we are grateful that is offering us healing. But then there is more that we should aspire to do, and that aspiration is to be reciprocal. Because what is the meaning of being grateful until we can serve the other entity who we are grateful to? We are grateful to our spiritual teachers. We are grateful to Shastra. We are grateful to demigods. So how are we going to do the next level up? How are we going to reciprocate? And love is based on reciprocation. So it cannot be just one way, us getting things and being grateful for. We need to be of serving them. Yeah. And one more thing, in one of the class that I was listening to on YouTube, this person commented that from another class they've heard was that that in the demigods are specified, or we are supposed to do yajna. When humans were sent to this material world, we were to do yajna, and the demigods would then partake the results of the yajna. How is it so now when Kali Yuga Vasis are not doing yajna, and the only yajna we do Sankirtan yajna? So they say it's through, I think it's through, sorry, I'm getting confused with that word, and there's one point that I want to say. So I'll come back to it whenever I can in the future. If somebody needs to know, when you see me, do ask. The other thing was that, yeah, we do keep pets and we have dogs these days. And this person was saying, this may be like a boom shakalaka thing for us, that when we touch dogs, when we touch mother cow takes our karma. But when we touch the dog, we get its karma. And dog is considered in the Shastras a very lowly type of animal. Although we do learn from them the faithfulness, loyalty. They do have that quality, yeah. But then this is one of the things. All right, it's 7 a.m. Thank you so much for being with me this morning, and please accept my apologies if I did not live up to the expectations. Panchakalpa tarubhyascha kripasindubhe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Today is Akshay Tritiya. All the best, everyone. Whatever you begin today multiplies many folds. Hari-o. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Very nice.
Mataji. Beautiful class. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Mataji.
Hari-o.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, happy days, everybody.
Didi Mataji ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol Prabhu.